So this is what we're going to have. But I'll send emails and stuff
When's that starting?
on Saturday. But I'll send some images. We've got a few tweaks to do, like the spikes won't come out the back, and obviously whoever wears it, they're there. That was just an example for James. But yeah, so I'll send some stuff this week and then Saturday. Yeah, but Frankie, well, we've got Lucas and Stuart, guys. That's it. Frankie's going to get a coach to do that because I can't do both. I fell over on the pitch.
Good evening and welcome to today's live coverage of a pitching in Northern Premier League for Marine versus Lancaster City. The Mariners go into this one off the back of a fantastic 3-0 win over Guiseley at the weekend, with a trio of debutants Lucas Weir, Jake Burton and Callum Harris supplying the goals. Tonight's opponents, Lancaster City, finished 11th in the Northern Premier League last season and kicked off their 22-23 campaign with a 1-1 draw at home to Nantwich Town. Commentating today is me, Luke Feather, and as the players prepare to take to the pitch, I'll just run through the two teams for tonight, starting with Marine. So in goal is number 1, Bailey Passon. Number 2 is Josh Solomon Davis. Number 3, Sean Smith. Number 4, Mark Howarth. Number 5, the captain, Josh Wardle. Number 6, Jonathan Spittle. Number 7, Charlie Doyle. Number 8, Jordan Lussey. Number 9, Hayden Campbell. Number 10, Jake Burton. And number 11, Lucas Weir. On the bench for Marine today is number 12, Luke Clark. Number 14, Callum Harris. Number 15, the new signing, DJ Pedro. Number 16, Keelan Adams. And number 17, returning to the matchday squad after injury, is Alex Doyle. So just for one change for Marine today. Keelan Adams started up front on Saturday, but he's been replaced by Hayden Campbell, who came off the bench and put in a very good shift. And the away side tonight, starting goal number 1, Jordan Easton. Number 2, Sam Bailey. Number 3, Kyle Brownhill. Number 4, Caelan Gallagher Allenson. Number 5, the captain, Andrew Teague. Number 6, Jamie Mellon. Number 7, Charlie Bailey. Number 8, Niall Copperthwaite. Number 9, Dominic Lawson. Number 10, Dale Witham. And number 11, the new signing, Nico Evangelinos. On the bench for the visitors tonight, number 12, Bradley Hubbold. Number 14, Jake Connolly. Number 15, Ed Ipaku. Number 16, Joel Davidson. And number 13, Curtis Anderson. So the players just taken to the pitch. Marine in their usual white and black strip. Lancaster in a changed all yellow kit tonight. The two keepers in bright orange and bright green respectively. So Lancaster, one of the mainstays in this division over the last few years. The league was constantly changing with teams coming up and down. Marine, of course, marked their return in perfect style with that 3-0 win up at Guiseley.
Our two teams, beginning with our visitors, they have in goal Jordan Easton, 2 Sam Bailey, 3 Kyle Brownhill, 4 Caelan Gallagher Allenson,
Two captains, Josh Wardle and Andrew Teague,
7 Charlie Bailey,
just deciding who will get kick-off.
9 Dominic Lawson, 10 Dale Whitton, and 11 Nico Evangelinos. The subs for Lancaster are 12 Jack Hubble.
As usual, the Marine players have lined up as if they would like to attack the College Road end in the first half, defending their crescendo way.
2 Josh Davis, 3 Sean Smith, 4 Mark Howard, 5 the captain Josh Hall, 6 Josh Spittle, 7 Charlie Doyle, 8 Jordan Lussey, 9 Hayden Campbell, 10 Jake Burton,
But it looks as if
11 Lucas Weir.
the visitors have won the toss and have chosen to swap ends. So Marine are going to be defending the College Road end, sorry. Big applause you can hear there
Our match sponsors even
for Bailey passing.
our man of the match sponsors, the Care Trust, and also our match ball sponsors, the Corner Post. Thanks for your support, ladies and gents, and enjoy the game.
Hayden Campbell over the ball in the centre. Seconds away from kick-off now. So it looks as though Marine will be lining up with 3 centre-backs as they did on Saturday, as Campbell gets us underway and Lucas Weir punts it up the pitch. Long ball forward from Wardle. Gives the goalkeeper Jordan Easton his first involvement. A long ball forward from Easton. Out wide now with the fullback Brownhill. Looking over the top, but Josh Wardle can deal with that one and put it out of play for the first throw-in of the game. Out wide for Brownhill. Infield for Evangelinos. Ball into the box. In towards Lawson, and away by Spittle. It's Charlie Doyle now looking to play up towards Burton. Burton can control, and he'll go one-on-one with the captain Teague. It's just been nicked off him by a backtracking Gallagher Ellenson. And cleared away, looking to attack down the right-hand side, but picked up by Mark Howarth, starting at left centre-back again today. Looking over the top for Campbell, the ball's just deflected. The clearance from the back line deflected off of Campbell and almost caused a problem for Eastham in goal. But a goal kick it will be. The players congregate on the Lancaster left. Target potentially Dale Witham, one of the taller players in the team. Headed up, but not quite away by Spittle. Charlie Doyle's had a push in the back there, but nothing given. Evangelinos looks to get down the left wing, but the assistant referee's flag. Dale O'Brien, the assistant referee, is flagging for offside. The referee tonight is David Burton. 2 assistants, of course, with Daniel O'Brien, James Wright. So a free kick for offside to be taken by Passant. Long ball forward, looking for Campbell. But headed up and away. Back into the centre of the pitch. And now Lancaster can bring it forward. Over on the far side with Sam Bailey. Just miscontrols that one, and Sean Smith will get us back underway with a throw-in. Just looking for a few options down the line. He's got Campbell and Burton for company. Now Campbell can look to dart down the left wing. But he's got Gallagher Allenson for company. Campbell gives away a free kick over in that far corner. So it's going to be the keeper, Easton. About 10 yards away from the corner flag. Over in that far corner to get us back underway. And that's a poor free kick from the keeper, and it's the first ball casualty of the season as it's landed in the garden of number 26. And there's a second casualty of the game. The throw-in to be taken by Sean Smith just inside the Lancaster half. Another throw in now to be taken by Wardle. Down the line looking for Campbell. If he can flick it on, he can't. It's met by a Lancaster head. It's up in midfield and a free kick conceded by Charlie Doyle for maybe a shove in the back on the halfway line. But a chance to get the centre halves forward for Lancaster. The goalkeeper Easton has come a long way out of his box to take this one. Looks for the long diagonal towards the captain Teague. Teague wins the header on for Lawson. It falls to the edge of the box and cleared away by Lucas Weir. Jake Burton can give chase. It was just enough on that header back from Gallagher Allenton to keep it away from Burton. It's a good start from the visitors tonight. Started their 2022-23 season with a draw at home to Nantwich Town at the weekend. Charlie Bailey with their goal in that one, in a 1-1 draw. It's Lancaster with a throw-in now in a decent position, and they've lined up as though it's going to be a long one into the box from Sam Bailey. Lawson's at the near post. It's met by Brownhill and not quite cleared by Campbell. And you might have heard a few sarcastic cheers there as Charlie Bailey sends his effort onto College Road over the stand. So it's going to be a goal kick for Passant to take. Just under 7 minutes into this one. Still goalless. Good start for Lancaster. Marine haven't quite managed to string a few passes together yet. Looking down the channels for the two forwards whenever they can. Campbell and Burton. Long ball forward from Passant. Looking for Charlie Doyle if he can win it in the air. Jordan Lussey's up there as well and cleared away by Brownhill. Wardle does well to win the header. Up in the centre of the pitch. Solomon Davis looks to win that one, and eventually Cooper Thwaite looks to clear it back up pitch and just miss kicks that one out for a throw-in inside the Lancaster half. Solomon Davis with his first involvement of the game. Down the line, looking for Burton. Instead, he's just won a few yards for his next throw-in. Charlie Doyle comes short and his pass back to Solomon Davis cut out of play for another throw-in. Back for Weir this time, and Solomon Davis looks to use his pace to get around the back of the Lancaster fullback, but he's shepherded out of play effectively. It's going to be a goal kick for Eastham to take. Long ball towards the left-hand touchline. Just bounces over everyone, that one. It's going to be a throw-in for Solomon Davis. Solomon Davis on about the halfway line. And leads the ball for Wardle, who will look to launch it down the line. Up and away from the Lancaster centre half. And just a little bit scrappy over on the touchline. Cleared down the line now by Spittle. Headed centrally from the Lancaster head. And Smith can't quite pick it up, but here's Mark Howarth now, stepping out of defence. Looks to swing a ball into the box, and it's a decent effort from Campbell. You may have heard a few oohs and ahs as he connected with his left foot on the spinning volley. Straight into the arms of Jordan Eastham. As another ball lands in the garden of number 26. Another long throw to be launched into the Marine penalty area, this time from Sam Bailey. Headed out by a combination of Wardle and Doyle, but it will come back in towards the back post, and Passett does well to claim. Appeals for a free kick from Weir as he was bundled to the ground, but his goalkeeper's claimed it anyway. Just rolls it out and plays it long, looking for Burton, but not a lot of direction on that one. And can Weir pick it up? He can't quite. And Sam Bailey can clear as far as Jordan Lussey, but Lussey just gives it away to Bailey. And the return ball looking for Smith. Finds Smith in an offside position. It's going to be a free kick and a chance to regroup from a short spell of pressure from Marine there for Lancaster. For those of you listening to tonight's commentary, you might be pleased to know it's a packed MTA tonight. I expect well over 1,000 supporters in attendance as a ball comes into the penalty area from the Lancaster left, but safely behind for a goal kick it goes. It's both the side stand to my left, completely packed, as well as we stand behind the goal. As Passett plays his goal kick short out for Sean Smith, who had a very good debut on Saturday, as did a few of them, to be fair. Long ball from Howarth, looking over the top for Burton. It's well dealt with by that Lancaster back line, and now Lucas Weir can pick it up and look to swing the ball in towards the box. Headed out, but not completely safe yet, and Lussey has to just nod it back for Spittle. Spittle's had it nicked off him. A chance for Evangelinos to carry it forward. And he's crossing towards the box. It's dealt with by Sean Smith. Picked up again by Brownhill. Laid off for Charlie Bailey to try and attack. Picks it up, overhead kick into the box and headed out by Josh Wardle. Back out wide with Charlie Bailey now. Solomon Davis tries to stick with him. Bailey lays it off. Brownhill tries to get a ball into the box. It's a disappointing one from a Lancaster point of view, and it's cleared by Spittle. Now Burton tries to put Gallagher Allenson under a bit of pressure, but Coplethwaite picks it up and then gives it away to Solomon Davis. And now Charlie Doyle's got a bit of space to run into. They'll look for Burton down the line. The ball's not quite on, is it? Gallagher Allenson just looks to hold him off and does well to win the free kick. So 13 minutes played, still 0-0. No real chance for either side. You'd probably say the best half chance was Hayden Campbell with his left-footed volley, but even that one was fairly safe keepings for Easton. A long free kick from Easton looking for Brownhill over on the left-hand side. He heads it on for Nico Evangelinos. Clearance from Wardle. And now Jonathan Spittle will look to safety first and clear it, but I think he wins the free kick on the touchline. Some of you listening might be familiar with number 11 for Lancaster City tonight, Nico Evangelinos, of course. Played his football at Workington last season. Helped to produce a few fantastic games. Not least of all the playoff semi-final, which Marine won in dramatic circumstances. Passett plays a free kick down the line, looking for Solomon Davis, picked up by Lussey, who looks to volley it forward. Lussey under a little bit of pressure from Evangelinos, has to play it out for a throw-in. So Brownhill down the Lancaster left, looking down the line for Evangelinos. Spittle and then Wardle heading it back into the midfield for Marine. Mark Howarth makes a bit of a mess of his long ball and just slices it out for a throw-in, about 15 yards inside the Lancaster half. This one to be taken by Sam Bailey. A long ball into the centre, and he's found his centre back in a bit of space. Here's Evangelinos with time to turn, tries to play a long ball forward, headed up and half away by Weir. Ball back in for Howarth and away by Smith, but he's giving it away. Headed forward from the Lancaster backline up towards Dominic Lawson. Cleared away by Mark Howarth. Lancaster have it again on the halfway line. Bailey, Sam Bailey, that is, looks down the line for Lawson, put out of play by Mark Howarth. Another big performance from Mark Howarth on Saturday. Helped to keep another clean sheet if you count pre-season. That's 4 in a row. Him, the captain Josh Wardle and John Spittle all put fantastic performances in on Saturday. As Marine win the throw-in. This one's to be taken by Josh Wardle, who occupies the central position in that back three. Spittle to his right, Howarth to his left. Now Lancaster can come through the middle with Evangelinos. His shot is deflected off of Lussey, but Bailey Passant deals with it fairly comfortably in the end. It's his first dive on the brand new surface, of course. This is the first competitive game on the new 3G pitch, which should help to eradicate some of the pitch problems that Marine suffered, especially through the winter of last season. Solomon Davis takes a throw in. Up in the Lancaster half, back to John Spittle, whose clearance down the line is deflected off of Evangelinos and out for another Solomon Davis throw. Solomon Davis, of course, a recent St. Lucia international. One of just 3 names, in tonight's lineup that were present last season, along with Mark Howarth and Bailey Passant, as his ball into the box is cleared away. Only as far as Mark Howarth, who's got a little bit of time just inside the Lancaster half to dink a ball in behind for Sean Smith. And he takes it on well, and he's won his side a free kick about 3 or 4 yards outside of the penalty area over on that left-hand side. Dangerous position for Marine. Jordan Lussey seems to be making his way over towards the ball. Lucas Weir as well. Solomon Davis and Charlie Doyle staying back for this one, but a chance for Mark Howarth, Josh Wardle and John Spittle to go forward. Charlie Doyle will now join them. Of course, Hayden Campbell in there as well. Will it be the right foot Jordan Lussey or the left of Weir? It is Lussey. In towards the back post and headed out up and away by Teague. Ball bouncing in the box, and can Wardle take it on? He just lays it off for Lussey over on the left-hand side against a good challenge from Sam Bailey. Looks to clear, but Sean Smith intercepts and up towards Bailey again, who gets a second chance at it and plays it across his box. And it's a bit of a hospital pass out, and it's a bit of pressure off for Lancaster now as the ball out from the box looked to be Solomon Davis's ball to win, but he just gives away a free kick. Ball down the line now for Brownell, looking for Lawson in behind, and Bailey Passant just about keeps it in his penalty area. A bit of a shove from Lawson on Josh Wardle, who was just looking to shepherd it. It's a good bit of pressure from Dale Witham to prevent Mark Howarth from playing a long ball down the line. Just deflects behind for a goal kick. So we're approaching the 20-minute mark. Still goalless if you're just joining us for Marines' first home game of the 2022-23 season. Looking to continue their good form, especially in the last few games of pre-season and with the season opener up at Guiseley. Big 3-0 win. Solomon Davis has Brownhill for company and looks to play it down the line. He's just shoved off out of play there and wins a free kick. Free kick to be taken by Spittle, who just looks to play a quick one over the top for Jake Burton, who can look to chase, but the assistant's flag is up as it runs through to Jordan Eastham anyway. So a long ball forward from Eastham now. Headed out by Wardle and then by Doyle. And then Lussey this time as it comes back again. Out wide now with the right back for Lancaster, which is Sam Bailey. Up towards Lawson, who looks to flick it on, but maybe too much of a good connection on that one. So throw in to be taken by the centre half Wardle down the line. Now with Smith, whose clearance is deflected out of the ground. I make that our third ball casualty of the game. Here's Smith to get us back underway. Down the line for Hayden Campbell, back to Smith, who plays it back to his defence with Spittle, who plays an inviting ball over the top looking for Solomon Davis. But it's cleared and headed back into danger by Lussey. Now Lawson can just play it out wide for Sam Bailey, who punts it long but into a grateful grasp of Bailey Passant. We're at the halfway point of the first half now. Goalless it remains. A long ball forward from Passant. Looks up towards Burton. Of course, one of our goal scorers on Saturday. Scored the second goal. It's a tidy finish, cutting in on his weaker left foot and finding the bottom left corner. Signed for Marine on loan from Tranmere Rovers until January. Made the perfect start to his career with a hard-working performance and a goal. A long diagonal from Mark Howe looks for Solomon Davis, but it's headed out by Brownhill. And now John Spittle just looks to play it back down the line. Headed out by Mellon. Solomon Davis now will look to get us back underway with a throw-in, but the referee just blowing his whistle. He's just having a word with someone. I'm not sure what the issue is. Maybe he's just having a word with Dale Witham and the captain, Andrew Teague. Solomon Davis will get us back underway. Down the line looking for Hayden Campbell. Back to Solomon Davis, who under a little bit of pressure from Charlie Bailey gets it back to Josh Wardle, and now Mark Howth can bring it out. He was under pressure from Witham, out for Smith. They've dealt with it fairly well, and here's Weir looking down the line again for Smith. Out from Sam Bailey, but picked up again by Charlie Doyle. Good interception from him. Ball into the box from Weir. Punched out by Easton. Good decisive goalkeeping there. Back for Weir again. Can he swing the ball in? Cleared away by Teague. Now Howarth with a long switch for Solomon Davis, who can go one-on-one with Brownhill. Just plays infield now for Lussey. Back for Spittle, and it's not the best ball towards the box, but here's Hayden Campbell. Just looks to play it in behind for Burton, who gets a touch on it and then takes a tumble. But the defender is judged to have got a nick on that and sent it out for a throw-in, so it's not going to be a penalty, despite a bit of a half-hearted appeal from Burton. Just a look at the referee more than a big shout. Solomon Davis about 10 yards away from the corner flag, down that right flank. Throws it in for Lucas Weir, who plays a dangerous ball right across the penalty area, and it's had to be dealt with by Andrew Teague, and I believe this is Marine's first corner of the game. Jordan Lussey will go across to take. It's over on that left wing, so it's going to be an in-swinger from Lussey. The man wearing the number 8 shirt tonight, as he did on Saturday. That was a short ball taken for Smith. Back to Lussey, just different angle on it, and looks to get a ball into the box, but it's closed down, and that's the danger with these short corners. Sometimes you can take a little bit too much time on them, and it gives the defence time to come and close you down and reposition, and it's a bit of a waste, that one. So it's a throw in for Marine. Back for Mark Howarth, who looks to just move it forward for Burton. Chests it down, but it's cleared away up towards Evangelinos, who can turn on it, and he's bundled over by his opposite number, Lucas Weir. That's going to be a free kick for the visitors. So it's going to be a free kick to be taken inside the centre circle from the goalkeeper, Easton. He's just being pushed back, I think, by the referee. Now he's allowed to get back underway, and there's maybe an arm up from Wardle, and Lancaster have been awarded a free kick about 5 yards outside the penalty area. And Andrew Teague, I think it is, has gone down, the captain. So the two captains colliding, and Josh Wardle is penalised, and I think he's going to receive the first yellow card of the evening.
Yellow for Wardle.
And sorry, I don't think it is. Oh, it is Teague, Andrew Teague, that's gone down, and he's stayed down. He's receiving treatment on the pitch. Of course, you have to be careful of his head injuries, but it just seemed like a flailing arm from Wardle, and he's giving his team a bit of defending to do. It's perhaps slightly too wide for the shot. It's about 7 or 8 yards in from the very corner of the box, and maybe 5 yards out from goal, out from the penalty area. A 3-man wall being set up, including Sean Smith, Solomon Davis, and Lucas Weir. There's a bit of a hold up here because Andrew Teague believes he should be allowed to come straight back onto the pitch, which he should, because he won a free kick after receiving treatment, and new rules state that he should be allowed to just come straight back onto the pitch, but the referee is making him wait. It's going to be a free kick. Taken low, straight into the wall. Headed back into danger. It was Dale Witham, sorry. He took the free kick, and it's going to be another one, and another chance to get a ball into the box a little bit further out. This time it's Hayden Campbell that's penalised for a challenge on Kyle Brownhill. So a good spell here in the 30th minute for Lancaster. Another chance to get a ball in the box. Andrew Teague back on the pitches for target. He doesn't win it though. Charlie Doyle manages to head it out wide, but It's picked up by Lawson and laid off for Sam Bailey. Swings the ball in, headed out by Lussey. Good defensive header there from Lussey. Sam Bailey looks to swing the ball back towards goal. And Evangelina had it on the edge of the box and looked to turn and get it back onto his favoured right foot, but a good challenge in there, I think from Weir, and it's out for a throw-in. So Brownhill, the left back, gets us back underway, and Charlie Bailey looks to play the 1-2, but he's much too heavy with his return pass. So it's going to be a throw-in. About 15 yards from the corner flag for the Marine skipper, Josh Wardle. Just in front of his teammates warming up. Down the line, looking for, I think it's Charlie Doyle in there. He's bundled to the ground, but his side have won another throw-in. And the referee looks like he's going to be handing out a yellow card here. I think it's going to be for Charlie Doyle. Maybe if something is said, he was bundled to the ground there, but it didn't seem to be too much in it. But yeah, it's a yellow card for Doyle. So 2 Marine players now walking a tightrope. Solomon Davis will get us back underway with a throw-in on the halfway line. Down the line, looking for Charlie Doyle. And the last touch, I believe, came off of Gallagher Allenson. It's going to be a throw-in deep inside the Lancaster half now. I think this one's going to be taken by Jordan Lussey. Lussey with a chance to get a long throw into the box, but not before the referee has a word with someone on the Marine bench. I don't think he's happy with the manager, Neil Young. Of course, Neil Young is not someone to mince his words. But he must might just have to tone it down for the referee's liking. The ref not standing for any dissent so far today, as he shouldn't. Long throw into the box from Lussey. It's back into the danger area from Spittle, but deflected out for, I think it's going to be a throw-in down by the corner flag. So another long throw opportunity for Jordan Lussey. No one's coming short for him. He's just about managed to find the near post. Shots of handball, but mainly from behind the goal. And I think we've just lost our 5th ball of the game. It's going to be another throw-in for Jordan Lussey, so a good spell for Marine with his long throws into the penalty area. Spittle just comes short to make a different option, but I think Lussey has just waved them away. And Wardle has tried to sort of dive and get something on that to try and flick it on, but I don't think he's made a solid connection, and now they can come away with it, Lancaster. Here's Lawson, under pressure from a couple, but he's done well to get it back out wide for Sam Bailey, who will look over the top for his namesake Charlie Bailey. The ball looking in behind from Gallagher Allenson. Chested down from Coperthwaite. And now Evangelinos, under a big challenge from Spittle, loses out, and it's a great ball over the top of Campbell, but the keeper's well off his line. And here's Lucas Weir. Oh, he thought about the shot, but he was under a bit of pressure. He played it out wide for Smith, and now Lussey has it in the centre. Plays it out wide for Mark Howarth, who can bring it forward. Looked to swing a ball into the box, but it was far too much on that, and little run behind for a goal kick. 35 minutes played now, still 0-0. It's been a good start to the game, both sides looking to attack with intent. Both sides believe 3 points are here for the taking. Marine, of course, high on confidence after that. What many neutrals may have seen as a shock result at the weekend over the recently relegated Guiseley, who have obviously just come down from the Vanarama National North. Lancaster with a steady mid-table finish last season, not being touted as one of the favourites for promotion, and perhaps just look to apply a bit of pressure on those playoff spots, as will Marine. Lucy has it in the centre and spread it wide for Mark Howarth on the halfway line. Smith makes a run down the line, but instead he opts to play it back for Josh Wardle. And here's Lucy. Just controls it wide for Spittle, looking down the line for Charlie Doyle. Just under a little bit of pressure, and he is fouled. It looks as though he was fouled, but the referee has given a free kick to Lancaster. I'm not sure what for. Looks like Jamie Mellon's the man who's gone down for Lancaster, and it's another chance to get the centre-backs forward. Swing a ball into the box. It's going to be Brownhill, about 10 yards inside the Marine half, over on the left, Lancaster left. Decent chip ball into the box, headed out by Lucy. Sam Bailey tries a speculative effort from about 35 yards on the half volley. And those cheers from behind the goal indicate it wasn't the best effort from the right back. So goal kick taken out from Bailey, passing headed on by Smith, but it's just lost out there, and Sam Bailey can bring it forward now. He whips the ball in towards the box, so it's gathered well by Bailey passing. Just needs to maybe slow the game down a little bit, just try and get a foothold on the game. It's very direct from Marine at the minute. They've got the players on the pitch that mean that they can afford to pass it around a little bit. Wardle heads it up now. Can Lucy take it down? He can't. He can look to find Hayden Campbell down the right hand side. He's found it. Not got a lot of company though, but Solomon Davis can pick it up now. And can he get a ball into the box? He's found Burton. His effort's blocked and it's out for a corner. Good play there from Solomon Davis, who of course assisted the first goal of the season with his ball across the 6-yard box for Lucas Weir on Saturday. And I think it is going to be Lucas Weir with his left foot to in-swing this corner on the right-hand side. And towards the centre of the goal, but it's easily claimed by Easton. He looks to play it quickly and stumbles as he distributes, but it's found its way out for Nick Evangelinos on the left-hand side, who's closed down well by Solomon Davis and out for a throw-in. A few yards inside the Marine half. Brownhill with the ball in hand now, looking down the line. He's got Lawson, who's coming short. He's gone for Lawson. Wardle gets a foot in there. Back out for Brownhill. Copperthwaite looks to play it down for Evangelinos and eventually cleared by Jordan Lucy. And the header from Gallagher Allenson almost sent Burton in behind. Now a long ball forward from the Lancaster back line is dealt with by the opposite defence. It's Gallagher Allenson now. Looks to play it across goal, and here's Jake Burton, who's nicked it off him. Can he get it on his right foot? He tries his dribble past a load of them, and he's tripped in the box. Massive shouts for a penalty there, as Jake Burton is toppled in the penalty area. I have to say, from my angle, it looked as if he was tripped there. I don't think the defender got much on the ball. And I think Jake Burton is very unlucky to not receive a penalty for that. A let-off for Lancaster. They were the creators of their own problems with a ball across the box, which was intercepted by Burton. He did fantastically to dribble past a couple of players and looked to get it back onto his right foot, and just as he was about to pull the trigger, it looked to me as if he was maybe tripped from behind, but nothing given. Long ball forward from the goalkeeper, Easton. Headed up, but not away by Spittle, and now Wardle looks to just flick it out, but here's Bailey. Charlie Bailey that is, looks to get a ball in towards Witham. Charlie Bailey has it again now down the left. He's got past Solomon Davis. Closed down well by Solomon Davis and away by Jordan Lussey. Great ball down the line for Jake Burton, who can give chase. It's just safety first from the captain, Andrew Teague. So the game's big talking point there. Huge shouts for a penalty for Marine. But with less than 4 minutes to go until half time, it looks as though we'll be heading into half time at 0-0. Jordan Lussey has the ball in hand and will look to launch one in towards the box. It looks to be a long way out, but he's managed to get it in towards the penalty area. It's not the best clearance from Lancaster, and Weir looks to get back into the box, but they've sliced the clearance and they've had to settle for the corner, Lancaster. So a good spell of late pressure in the half for the Mariners. Can they make it count with a goal just before half time? It would be the perfect time to get one. It's going to be Lussey to in-swing one from the left-hand side. Swings it in towards the back post. It's very deep, and Wardle's there to meet it. It's headed out, and Lussey's got another chance to swing one back in with his left foot. Howard's up there. Falls for, I think it's Weir, and the ball's maybe bounced up. Shouts of handball. I have to say, not as convincing as the earlier penalty shout. And Bailey's come a long way out, and it's done well. Bailey passing. He's tried to chase down the clearance, and in the end, he's had to sacrifice another ball, which has landed in another garden. So we're on to about a 6th or 7th ball of the game. I've lost count, to be honest. It's going to be a throw in deep in the Marine half for Lancaster. Brownhill back to Copperthwaite, under a little bit of pressure from Hayden Campbell, but they can bring it forward now with Gallagher Allinson, who looks for a long diagonal for Evangelinos. Looks to flick it on, but Bailey passing his favourite for that one, Andy Gathers. Just under 90 seconds to go until 5-minute mark. I think we can expect maybe a couple of minutes added on at the end of this half. A couple of, well, we had that one injury. There's balls in the box now with looking for Hayden Campbell, but it's a shepherded out of play. And as the half-time whistle approaches, I will read a few half-time scores out within the Northern Premier League. So stick around for those before the half-time break. It's a long goal kick taken by Easton. Mark Alef wins this one. Up towards Lussey, and now Smith can help it on. Gallagher Allinson under a little bit of pressure from Smith, and it's deflected through for Burton, who takes a little bit too much time on the ball and looks to turn, but Weir is nudged off the ball. Back into the centre now with Charlie Bailey, back for Sam Bailey. Up towards Evangelinos, who's toppled over a bit clumsily there from Spittle. Another chance with just seconds left of the regulation 45. A late chance to swing a ball into the box. Ask a few questions of the Marine back line. Looks like Sam Bailey is the man stood over the ball. It's fairly central, this one, maybe just towards the right hand side as he swings it in towards the back post. It's a good ball. It's a good defensive header from Josh Wardle. Charlie Bailey has it nicked off him by Hayden Campbell, but Brownell recovers it. Now Solomon Davis has a bit of time to clear down the line. Over the top for Campbell, who can give chase. And Charlie Doyle, for Marine, wins that header. And out for a throw-in. About 10 yards inside the Marine half. We've played about a minute of additional time now, and there is the half-time whistle. No major chances to report on so far. Major talking point of the half coming when Jake Burton skipped past a couple of Lancaster City defenders and was looked to be toppled inside the box, but the referee, David Burton, judged it to be a fair challenge as Marine and Lancaster head into half-time goalless. But just before we head for the half-time break, I'll just read to you a few latest scores in the Northern Premier League. So Ashton United 1, South Shields 0. Half-time score at Everton Collieries 1, Stafford Rangers 2. Latest score from Bamber Bridge 2, Marsk United 2. Belper Town 1, FC United and Manchester 1. Gainsborough Trinity 1, Hyde United 0. Of course, Marine 0, Lancaster City 0. Morpeth Town 1, Guiseley 0. Nantwich Town 0, Warrington Rylands 1. Radcliffe 0, Matlock Town 0. Stalybridge Celtic 0, Warrington Town 0. Whitby Town 2, Liversedge 2. So a cracking game going on at Whitby. So there are the half-time scores. Come back in 15 minutes for the second half, where Marine look to find a winner for their second game running. Good evening and welcome back to tonight's live coverage of the Pitching In Northern Premier League fixture between Marine and Lancaster City. Marine's first home game of the season after an impressive 3-0 win over Guiseley at the weekend. The players are just coming back out for the second half. So as they line up and the substitutes and managers make their way over to the dugout, I'll just remind you of Marine's line-up tonight. So number 1, Bailey Passant. Number 2, Josh Solomon-Davis. Number 3, Sean Smith. Number 4, Mark Howarth. Number 5 on a booking is for captain Josh Wardle. Number 6, John Spittle. Number 7, also with a yellow card to his name, is Charlie Doyle. Number 8 is Jordan Lussey. Number 9 is Hayden Campbell. Number 10, Jake Burton. And number 11, Lucas Weir. And for Lancaster, in goal, it's number 1, Jordan Easton. Number 2, Sam Bailey. Number 3, Kyle Brownhill. Number 4, Caelan Gallagher Allenson. Number 5, Captain Andrew Teague. Number 6, Jamie Mellon. Number 7, Charlie Bailey. Number 8, Niall Cooperthwaite. Number 9, Dominic Lawson. And number 10, Dale Witham. And number 11, Nico Evangelinos. So we're underway for the second half. Marine attack the College Road end, just in front of me. They look to attack down the right-hand side. But Hayden Campbell is adjudged to have put the ball out of play there. There's a long throw-in is taken down the line. Josh Wardle appeals for it, and Josh Wardle wins his appeal. As far as I can tell, there's no half-time substitutions to tell you about. Solomon Davis' throw down the line finds Gallagher Allenson, who can turn and play a long diagonal with his left foot, which is emphatically cleared away by Josh Wardle. So throw in to be taken down the left by Mellon. Down the line met by Solomon Davis. And, well, the last touch from the referee's view came off of Charlie Bailey, so it's going to be a throw in for Marine. Josh Solomon Davis is going to require a little bit of attention here from the physio. Came off worse under that challenge. Back to his feet now, Solomon Davis. And will take the throw in. About 10 yards inside his own half. Looking down the line for Charlie Doyle, who falls to the ground. The ball's central now with Sam Bailey looking long up towards Lawson. It's a good winner from Josh Wardle up towards Jake Burton, flicked on by Campbell now. The ball's in midfield now with Charlie Bailey, who can turn in the centre of the pitch and lay it back off for Mellon, who plays a long diagonal looking for Lawson. But Howarth is the favourite to get there, and he does, and he looks to play it down the line. The last touch comes off Lawson. It's going to be a throw-in for Marine. Which will be taken by Wardle down the line, looking for Burton. Burton can flick it on now. It's bouncing around on the halfway line, and neither team managing to keep control of the ball. And Wardle in the end finds Burton, who can charge down the left. Goes one-on-one with Teague, looks to cut inside. But Smith can pick it up now and look to win the throw-in, and he does. Off of Sam Bailey. Throw-in taken quickly for Lucas Weir, a little bit too quickly, and there's too much on the return ball, and it's out for a throw-in. Down the line for Mark Howarth, just gives it away, and it's a very sloppy sequence in the game. Throwing taken from the right back Sam Bailey straight to Mark Howarth, who pointlessly gives it away, but then smashed out of the ground by Dale Witham. And Marine have possession. Back to Josh Wardle. Just safely play it back to his goalkeeper. Bailey passing, looking down the Marine right. If he can find Charlie Doyle, he can't, he's cut out. Hayden Campbell will give chase as the ball deflects towards the back line of Lancaster, and now Teague looks to clear. Good block from Charlie Doyle. Can Jordan Lussey bring it forward now? He's under pressure from Mellon, sorry. Brownhill looks to play it down the line, met by Spittle. And then by Charlie Doyle, but now Charlie Bailey can bring it forward, and now Witham just took a little bit too long to wait for it, and Smith was there to intercept. Jake Burton has the ball played into him, but the game's brought back for a foul on Charlie Doyle as he played the ball forward for Jake Burton. Just a reminder of the bench tonight for Marine. A few options who could make an appearance. Luke Clark, Callum Harris, of course, came off the bench and scored the third goal of the game on Saturday. New signing DJ Pedro, the 18-year-old, could be in line to make an appearance. Keelan Adams still searching for his first Marine goal, of course. And Alex Doyle just back from injury. His ball's played back to Lucas Weir on the left wing. Looks to whip the ball into the penalty area. Jake Burton can't quite control it. It's headed up, and can Hayden Campbell get a connection on it? He can't. It's headed up again. And Smith on the volley. It's deflected and it's cleared away by Charlie Bailey. Dangerous moment for Marine there. As the ball finds its way back to Bailey, passing, who looks to roll it out for Howarth. Howarth looks down the line, over the top for Smith, headed out by Sam Bailey. Sam Bailey has to clear again. Josh Wardle can clear with his left foot towards a very central area. He's put his team back under a little bit of pressure. Spread out wide for Mellon. As Mellon looks to get the ball back off Brownhill, tries to fire it in towards the 18-yard box, but it's cleared away by Spittle. Charlie Bailey looks to flick it on, and Solomon Davis takes a tumble and wins a free kick. It's about 52 minutes played now, still goalless if you are just joining us. Live from the Marine Travel Arena. And now Doyle looks to play it over the top foot. Solomon Davis, who tries to get around the full back and swing the ball in, but Sam Bailey now can clear towards Lawson, but the offside is given. "10 yards inside the Marine half, they have a free kick. It's going to be taken by Spittle, short for Howarth. Just change the angle on it and can play a long ball forward up towards Charlie Doyle. Wins the header, but headed out by Copperthwaite. Wardle looks to play a ball over the top again for Solomon Davis. Just beaten to that one by Brownhill, but he wins it back and cleared away by Mellon. Down the line for Lawson, flicked on towards Evangelinos. Now Weir can pick it up. Marine starting to take a bit more control on the game. Yet to create a major chance that I can think of. I can't really remember either keeper having to make a save so far. Charlie Doyle just topples Charlie Bailey. The two Charlies wearing the number 7 for their teams tonight. And Evangelinos has it on the left wing. Looks infield for Witham, but it's brought out well by Smith. Plays it back for Spittle and over the top, looking for Jake Burton. And cleared away by Brownhill. Down the line, under Marine control again, and Spittle plays it back to the goalkeeper, Passant. Out wide to the left centre-back, Mark Howarth. Looks over the top for Hayden Campbell, but Lancaster get it under control and then clear away. It's in the midfield now with Cooperthwaite. Here's Brownhill. Looking down centrally for Lawson. It's good play from Lawson, and he's wins a free kick for his side. Under challenge from, I think it was Lussey, who may be the latest player in the referee's book. And it is Lussey who receives third yellow card of the game. All three of those yellow cards coming for Marine players, as Lussey joins Josh Wardle and Charlie Doyle in the referee's notebook. Free kick played in towards the back post, and there's a Lancaster player in there at the back post to put it back across the box, but the linesman's flag is up for offside. So Passant now with the free kick, plays it long and fairly central. Jake Burton's the closest man to it, and it's cleared away up towards Nick Evangelinos, who can play Lawson in behind. It's a heavy touch from Lawson, and a better touch would have had him racing through on goal. A little bit of a let off for Marine there. Well worked between Evangelinos and Lawson. There's a ball, the long ball from Passant really bounces off Campbell's head. I don't know how much he knew about it, and Sam Bailey has it now for the visitors. Wardle comes across well to put it into touch. About 11 minutes played in the second half. Still, we are goalless. Sam Bailey now has a chance to launch a throw-in into the penalty area. And he does so. It's a monster of a throw from Sam Bailey. It's bouncing around, and it's cleared, not fully, and Gallagher Allenson can try and bring it forward again, but Jake Burton, great tracking back from him. He wins it back off Gallagher Allenson, and the referee, instead of playing an advantage, he brings it back for the free kick. Passant will come out this penalty area to take the free kick. Looking towards the back post where Solomon Davis is, but Brownhill is first to it. Solomon Davis tracks back well to win it. And a good ball over the top. If Hayden Campbell can connect to it, he can nod it down. He tries to volley it back into the box. It's cleared away by Teague. In possession now with Mark Howarth. He looks to play it. First time ball over the top, searching for Campbell again, but it's headed up and away. Now Sam Bailey, the right back, can clear it down the line. Away once more. Cooperthwaite looks down the line, looking to send Lawson in behind, but Josh Wardle is closest to it and just watches it behind. So Passant with another goal kick. It's taken over towards the left-hand side when all the Marine players had made their way over to the right flank. Strange one. Sam Bailey has it now. Looks to play a diagonal centrally. Finds Charlie Bailey. Down the left now with Brownhill. It's good play from Lancaster between Bailey and Brownhill, but Bailey just miscontrols it and Solomon Davis can clear it. Teague into Mellon, and now for Gallagher Allenson under a bit of pressure from Campbell. But Gallagher Allenson can find his centre-back partner Mellon, who looks to play a long ball down the line. He just shows a little bit of frustration there as he's put a bit too much on that through ball. He runs behind for a goal kick. It's just under an hour played now. Still Marine 0, Lancaster City. Biggest talking point of the game coming in the first half when Jake Burton skipped past a couple of players and looked to be tripped in the penalty area, but the referee said play on. As Marine go in search of a winner to make it 2 wins from 2. Yet to concede a goal, of course, after their 3-0 win on the opening day. Solomon Davis looks infield, plays it across for his opposite wing-back Smith. Smith now can look down the line for Burton. If Burton can keep it in, he can't quite. He's got a yard of pace about him, Burton, but he was never getting to that one. So it's going to be another throw-in to be taken by Sam Bailey. Just looking for a couple of options down the line. I think that's won by Wardle. Dominant header, that one. And we've lost yet another ball. If you listen in the first half, you know that I think we got through about 7 or 8 balls in the end. This one's gone under the netting. That's supposed to stop it from going into the gardens. Sam Bailey on the halfway line with the throw-in. Just by the dugouts. Throws it back for Gallagher Allenson. Sam Bailey has it back now. He's been very involved in the second half. Sam Bailey tries for a long switch, but just finds his opposite number, Solomon Davis. Tries to get past Brownhill, bit of a risky one, but Spittle was there to clear after Solomon Davis had lost the ball. Spittle just had a shout from his goalkeeper. Bailey passed it, told to leave that one as the ball bounced over his head. Passing with the long kick off the floor this time, and Teague is there to clear for Lancaster. Josh Wardle, great defending to hold off Lawson as Bailey passing came out and claimed the ball. Here's Sam Bailey now, yet again. Looks down the line for Charlie Bailey. And here's Smith with his facing his own goal and lays it off for Howarth, who can clear, looking for Hayden Campbell in behind, but cleared away. Here is Lawson, looking to dink a ball over the top for Witham, but here's Charlie Bailey on the centre circle now with Teague. He's got time to pick a pass. Left foot ball looking for the right back over the top, but it's just cut out by Sean Smith. It's going to be a corner for Lancaster as Smith just puts it behind. Safety first from the left wing back. So it looks like the corner is going to be taken by, I believe that's Charlie Bailey. It's hard to see from this end of the pitch. Could even be Kyle Brownhill, the left back. The left-footed in-swinger in towards the penalty area, and it's a good double save from Bailey passing. The first header was met inside the 6-yard box. He parried it up and away, and the second header much more straightforward. Bit of a let-off for Marine there. Smith wins a throw-in 20 yards inside the Lancaster half. Here's Lucy, looks down the line. Solomon Davis gets back underway the throw-in as Lucy's ball down the line is cut out. Here's Wardle now, looking to bring it out. He's got Lucas Weir making a short option. Back to Wardle. It's not the best ball from Wardle. Out towards the left, and it's just landed above the camera that films the games. It's 20 minutes played in the second half, 65 minutes played, still goalless. As it stands, no major chances really to report on in the second half. A decent chance from the corner for a Lancaster player a few moments ago, but his header was directed straight at Bailey Passon. I can't remember Jordan Easton really making a save. As Smith looks to get down the left, but Sam Bailey's there to put the ball into touch. And it looks like we're going to get our first change of the game. I think it's going to be Jake Burton is going to make way. For 65 minutes is over to Jake Burton. Gets tonight. He's put a lot of work in. He's not really done too much. Maybe could have had a penalty in the first half, but he's replaced by Keelan Adams, who signed about halfway through last season. Still searching for his first Marine goal. Could tonight be the night? As Hayden Campbell wins the ball back and then wins a free kick. Big cheers from the Marine faithful behind the goal, perhaps implying that the referee's been a little bit against them tonight. So a chance to aim a ball in for Keelan Adams, who takes up a position at the back post. Mark Howarth, Josh Wardle, John Spittle all come up to join him. Some big aerial threats in there now. Lucas Weir and Jordan Lussey stand over the ball. I think it'll be Weir. It is Weir, in towards the back post, in towards Wardle. He gets a touch on it, but it's a skim off the studs really. And Easton claims and looks to get played back underway quickly, but his long ball runs out of play. Bailey Passon will get us back underway with the goal kick. So the long ball searching for Hayden Campbell. There's Wardle now looking to swing a ball towards the halfway line. And it's a sloppy challenge there from Mark Howarth to give away a free kick. Putting his side under a little bit of danger, 30 yards from goal. So we're halfway through the second half now. Still no massive chances to report on. Because the main talking point of the game remains Jake Burton's penalty that was denied by the referee. Penalty shout, I should say, that was denied. It's a free kick taken by Charlie Doyle, just runs harmlessly behind for another goal kick. Feels like we're seeing some very similar patterns of play in this game now. Lots of long throw-ins and corners and free kicks into the penalty area. Not a lot of chances created from open play, it has to be said. Lots of long balls and a bit of head tennis on the centre circle. Becoming all too familiar sights in this game. Can the introduction of big imposing figure of Keelan Adams change the fortunes for Marine? he had a decent game on Saturday, got himself around well. He made a nuisance of himself and got into 1 or 2 altercations with Sikora, big centre-back who ended up getting sent off for Guiseley after a challenge on Burton. Long ball forward now from passing up towards Charlie Doyle. Now Keelan Adams looks to nick the ball back off of Charlie Bailey. Now Sean Smith has it in the central area, can play it out wide for Jordan Lusty. Can he swing the ball into a penalty area? He can't, there's too much on that. And Sam Bailey will watch it out at the about 5 yards up from the corner flag. Not a great ball in there from Lussey. Starting to look like one of those nights where both teams are just struggling in the final third to produce that little bit of quality needed. But Lucas Weir has it now. The challenge, but Wardle looks to play it back over the top for Keelan Adams. Too much on that ball. Sam Bailey with a throw in down the line. And that one's gone straight out of play. On the halfway line, or is Sam Bailey going to be told to retake that one? I think he's going to get a second crack at it. So wait, maybe the referee saying the ball was never in play, but before that throw-in is taken, we're going to get another change. As Callum Harris is on for Jordan Lussey. It happened very quickly there, but number 8, Jordan Lussey, replaced by number 14, Callum Harris. Of course, came off the bench and showed some nice little touches in the second half against Geyser. Of course, sealed the win with a 3rd goal. Some will say it was well taken, some will say it was scuffed, but it ended up in the back of the net as he volleyed the ball down into the turf and the ball bounced over the goalkeeper. I personally think it was a decent finish. So a bit more of an attacking change, that one. Jordan Lussey is much more of a box-to-box player, and Callum Harris is much more attack-minded, more of a number 10 than a central midfielder. Here's Sean Smith up on this left-hand side, and Weir looks to head it back to him. And they just need to get the ball down now, Marine. The game's very much being played in the air. And the long ball forward is headed out by Wardle, and then Howard can just lay it back off for his captain, who slices the ball out of play. And we could be on double digits for footballs for the evening. Sam Bailey now with another throw in down the line, and it can be nudged over the line by it off the Lancaster attacker and win his side at goal kick, but instead it's backfired and he's going to give away a corner. Will this prove costly for Marine? I think it's going to be Sam Bailey, who's taken over responsibility of most of the set pieces now. Throw-ins, free kicks and corners. He dinks one in towards the back post. Headed into the side netting. I think Bailey hasn't had it covered. There wasn't a lot of power on it, so it's going to be a goal kick for Marine. Long ball forward, looking for Keelan Adams. The ball's with Callum Harris now, who can send Campbell on his way. He can't quite get it under control, and Sean Smith can pick it up on the left-hand side under a bit of challenge from Sam Bailey. Now further away by Gallagher Allenson. But Marine, as Lancaster struggled to effectively counter-attack, Bailey Passett has it in his possession, plays a long ball forward up towards Solomon Davis. controls it to Harris. And when the ball's played into Keelan Adams, he ends up on the deck. He wants a free kick, he's not going to get one. Doyle looks to head it on. The ball's in the Marine half now with Lawson. He tries to chase his own flick on. But the referee isn't impressed with his shots for a free kick either. Now here's Sean Smith with the ball for Marine. Charlie Doyle back for Mark Howarth. John Spittle will look to bring it out from the back, looking for Solomon Davis, but that one's intercepted by Brownhill. He's had a good game at left back, Brownhill. It's Charlie Bailey, who's seen his influence on the game diminish in the last 10 minutes or so. Long ball forward from Sam Bailey is claimed by Bailey passing, and now Callum Harris has the ball in his possession. He just looks to dink a ball over the top for Solomon Davis, controlled well by Solomon Davis on the right wing. He's been stood up by Brownhill, cuts in on his left foot, gets into a penalty area now. He can have a dig with his left foot. It's a shot on target for Solomon Davis, looking to catch the keeper off guard at the near post. The keeper gets two hands behind it and claims it well. Oh, and the long ball forward from the keeper. Sean Smith just slips. Oh, Mark Howarth, sorry, slips. And Lancaster have it now with Charlie Bailey. He looks to get past Callum Harris, I think it is in there. Charlie Bailey still has it. Taken over now by Cooperthwaite. Out wide for Sam Bailey. Back for Teague. Out wide to the left for Mellon. Looks for a long ball. It's almost caught Bailey passing off guard. A little bit of a scramble there, but he's just about managed to stop himself from a bit of a embarrassing moment. Got the ball in his hand now, looks to play it long up towards Keelan Adams. Solomon Davis looks to play it over the top for Adams, who gives chase, and now can Harris get in there? He can't. But now here's Weir. Looks to beat a couple of men and have a strike, but there's not a lot of power on his effort, and straight to the goalkeeper. So we've had a couple of shots on target in the last few minutes, but first from Solomon Davis and the most recent from Lucas Weir. Neither have really tested the goalkeeper. A couple of feeble efforts, really. Long ball forward from the goalkeeper. He's met by Brownhill and headed into the penalty area, but Bailey passing can gather, but the the linesman's got his flag up anyway and has given a goal kick. And it looks like Lancaster are going to make their first change of the game as number 14, which is Jake Connolly, gets ready on the touchline. And
Lancaster City, replacing number 11, Nico Evangelinos, number 14, Jake Connolly. And the third substitution from Green. Replacing number 9, Nathan Campbell, who's on his debut. Number 15, DJ Pedro.
May have heard news of two substitutions there. The first for Lancaster City is number 11, Nico Evangelinos, was replaced by number 14, Jake Connolly. And the third and final substitution of the evening for Marine, number 9, Hayden Campbell, who of course came into the lineup today. The only change to the starting lineup has been replaced, making his debut, number 15, DJ Pedro. Played a couple of games against Marine last season for Trafford. DJ Pedro, so he gets involved straight away and wins the ball back and plays it out wide for Sean Smith. Back to Pedro now. Good turn from Pedro, and he beats another man. And he goes down, and he's won a free kick on the edge of a penalty area. A couple shouts for a penalty. It's a lively start for Pedro. What an introduction to life as a Mariner that would have been if he'd have won the penalty. They're going to have to settle for a free kick, but a lively start for Pedro. Just 18 years of age. Some way to introduce yourself to the Marine fans. They're starting to make a bit more noise behind the goal now. Chance of We Are Marine in the College Road stand. two players stood over the ball on the edge of the penalty area. It's just a little bit left of centre. It's going to be, you would think, the right foot of Callum Harris to strike. Lucas Weir's there as well, but it really does favour a right footer. So it is, you would think, Callum Harris. It is Harris. What an effort. Oh. Goes for the far corner, the keeper's side. And the keeper claims it well. Another shot on target, and great distribution from the goalkeeper to find Sam Bailey. With him all the way is Lucas Weir. Sam Bailey manages to squeeze the ball into the box. Headed out by Wardle, and now Pedro can come again. He's got blistering pace. He can run down the right in towards Keelan Adams. Just intercepted that one. Callum Harris looks for a bit of pressure on, and now Sean Smith lays it off for Charlie Doyle. Here's Harris again. Infield now for Adams. Just tries to lay it off for Smith, and Smith tries to play it on. Looked to be tripped, but I think the ball was won. And the game's starting to open up now. Chances at both ends. Connolly looks to slide a ball through to Lawson again, but it's intercepted. Charlie Doyle looks to play a ball down the line, and it's out for a throw-in. Those subs at the top end of the pitch for Marine have looked to have a desired effect. DJ Pedro looking very lively since his introduction. Keelan Adams with a couple of decent touches as well. Callum Harris. Those who might have seen him in pre-season know what he's all about. Throwing down the line for Solomon Davis. Looking for Pedro. Harris onto Weir, who looks to spread it wide for Smith. Here's Harris again, back for Howarth. Good switch out for Solomon Davis. Good little spell for Marine. This is where we enter the final 10 minutes. And as we case to the commentators, Josh Wardle smashes it out for a throw-in.
Ladies and gents, are in attendance at the MTA this evening. 1,108, 1108. Thank you all very much for your fantastic support.
You may have heard the announcement there of the attendance tonight. 1,108. Fantastic attendance at this level. Carried on from what we saw last season. I think the average attendance was just over 1,100. So the attendance tonight on a Tuesday night as well in August, where a lot of supporters will still be on holiday. Fantastic for a club that was so recently pleased with getting 400 home fans. Anyway, back to the football, and Marine have a throw in deep inside their own half to be taken by Josh Wardle. About 8 minutes of regulation time to go. I can't think of too many stoppages other than your normal ones for substitutions. Long ball down the line from Wardle. Out by Teague. Headed out by Spittle. Up towards Keelan Adams, but now Smith can pick it. Plays it off for Howarth. Not the best ball out from him. He's given it away for Cooperthwaite. Long switch of the ball out for Connolly. He's tackled by Solomon Davis. It runs back through to Bailey Passon. He just rolls it out, so he will take the kick from the floor. Look towards DJ Pedro, who is penalised for a challenge on Mellon. Seemed a little bit soft. So it's going to be a free kick for Jordan Eastham to take as we edge closer to a stalemate inside the final 7 minutes now. And the linesman not happy with the positioning of the free kick, which is just eating up a few seconds, and to be honest, it was a little bit pedantic from the linesman. He just made him move back about a yard. Easton takes the free kick with a long switch, and Connolly can pick it up on the right side of the box, headed out by Wardle, and it's behind for a corner kick. Josh Wardle, incidentally, the man who has picked up the sponsors man of the match today, sponsored by the Care Trust. He's put in a good performance at centre back today, as he did on Saturday, alongside Spittle and Howarth. Josh Wardle, sponsors man of the match tonight. It's Lancaster send another free corner into the box. It's a low one this time, and Pedro can bring it forward. Looks for a long switch out towards Smith if he can keep it in, but he's not quite got the legs for that, Sean Smith. It was a heavy one from Pedro. Mellon with the throw down the line. Headed out by Solomon Davis, another one who's put in a good performance, both offensively, as you would expect from him, but also defensively. He's kept Charlie Bailey fairly quiet over on the Lancaster left. Here he is again. This time Connolly, and he wins the side of throw in Solomon Davis. I think Solomon Davis might even be my pick for man of the match today. As Wardle prepares to take another throw in down the line, this time for Pedro, who takes a tumble and then plays it back for Wardle to play long. Headed out by Gallagher Allenson, and down the line looking for Connolly, picked up by Charlie Doyle. Back towards Solomon Davis, if he can play it down the line. He can, he's done well. And has he won his side of free kick? I think he has. Wasn't a great challenge there from Charlie Bailey, and I think he might be the first Lancaster name in the book. And the physio's coming on. Solomon Davis looks to be in a little bit of discomfort here as confirmation of that yellow card for Charlie Bailey. I believe that's the first of the night for Lancaster.
Ladies and gents, the Marine man of the match this evening, as chosen by his sponsors, the Care Trust, is number 5, Josh Wardle.
Just a little breaking play here as Josh Solomon Davis has stayed down after that challenge from Charlie Bailey. Not what you want to see. Marine, of course, have made all 3 changes tonight, so if he was to leave the pitch through injury, Marine would have to finish the game with 10 men. And he just steps off the pitch and continues to receive a little bit of treatment, but looks like he will be able to come back on. As the free kick is taken long by Mark Howarth, up towards Pedro. He looks to flick it on for Adams, but was cleared away by Cooperthwaite. And now here's Lawson, looking to send Connolly down the line. Spittle gives chase. His cross is deflected by Spittle and cleared away, but his clearance deflects behind for a goal kick. About a minute and a half left of regulation time now. We edge closer towards a 0-0 draw, which wouldn't be the end of the world for either side. Would, if it is to finish 0-0, it would maintain both sides' unbeaten starts to the campaign. Marine yet to concede a goal. DJ Pedro looks to control that one and lay it back off for Solomon Davis. And Solomon Davis wins a throw in on about the halfway line. Keelan Adams looks to make a nuisance of himself down the line. Under pressure from Mellon. Looking for Adams, who can take it down now. It's a bit of a heavy touch with his chest, and DJ Pedro goes sliding in there, and it gives away a free kick. He was lucky there was not a great deal of force on that one, otherwise he might have been in trouble. But it's going to be a free kick. It's going to be a free kick for the visitors. And it looks like there could be another substitution here. Nope. The sub-squad has gone back down. So it's going to be a free kick to be taken by Easton. Centrally and headed out by Pedro. And here's Sam Bailey. As we have now played 90 minutes and it's all starting to get a little bit tasty over in that far corner. There's a man down for Lancaster. Sean Smith looked to be at the heart of it for Marine. No, we don't want to see this because we're in the dying moments of the game. We await the decision. There's a Lancaster man on the ground, Sean Smith. Received a bit of a push. The referee is consulting with his linesman just to see what they saw. And now the referee is calling. Who's he calling over? It looks to be just the two captains, Teague and Wardle, which is what you want to see at this stage of the game. You don't see any daft red cards in injury time. What's been a competitive game between two sides have given a decent account of themselves tonight. And you may have heard that minimum of 4 minutes to be added on at the end of the second half as Sam Bailey launches a throw in into the penalty area. It's headed out and Marine win the free kick just inside their own box. Can they launch one last attack to find that decisive goal to win the game? We've played about a minute and a half of added time, but you would imagine we might even go over those 4 minutes after that little interlude. Long ball forward now from Passant up towards Pedro. Doesn't win it, but it's gone on towards Adams, and now Sam Bailey can clear. And Spittle comes across to head it clear, and there's Doyle looking to play a ball over the top for Smith. Can he make his way into a penalty? It's a great challenge from Sam Bailey. The referee waves away penalty shouts, rightly so. It's a fantastic challenge from the right back, who is, to be honest, another contender for the man of the match tonight. I think the Lancaster right back has been fantastic at full back. A throw in to be taken deep in the Marine half by Josh Wardle. Walking down the line for Pedro, looks to flick it on towards Adams. The ball over the top, I think played by Spittle, will just be watched out by Teague. Here's Sam Bailey back to take the throw in now. Looking down the line, he's taking about 10 yards further up than where it went out of play, but the referee's waved play on. Booted forward by Mellon. And we're into the final of those 4 additional minutes, with about 30 seconds left on my clock, but there might just be another 30 seconds or a minute after a coming together between Sean Smith and Charlie Bailey. Here is Brownhill looking to keep it in over on the left-hand side for Lancaster, but he can't quite keep up with that one. And that could be all she wrote for the evening. According to my clock, we've played the 4 minutes of added time. And this throw-in from Josh Wardle could well be the final action of the game. Throw-in is taken down the line, looking for DJ Pedro. Connolly plays it down the line towards Lawson, who's managed to... Well, he's not managed to keep it in, sorry. He's just ran beyond him and out for a goal kick. Bailey Passant just taking his time on getting back to his 6-yard box. You get the feeling both sides have a little bit just settled for the point. And that is the referee's full-time whistle, which draws an end to a competitive game between two decent-looking sides who are both unbeaten. Marine currently sit on 4 points after their win over Guernsey at the weekend and a point tonight. Biggest talking points of the game came in the first half, where Jake Burton looked to be tumbled in the penalty area, but the referee waved to play on. DJ Pedro came on to make his debut and instantly won inside a free kick that some Marine players believed should have been a penalty, but overall no major chances to report on, and the final score is Marine 0, Lancaster City 0. Next up for Marine is a home game against South Shields on Saturday. I'll see you all there. Thanks for joining me. Good night.